Here's your wrestling news for February 28th, 2026. Your headlines for today include Jey Uso hospitalized, reason why WWE took him out of the Elimination Chamber. WWE makes major mistake with Smackdown main event, affects Elimination Chamber. Major twist with Masked Man targeting the Vision, who is he? Popular AEW star mere hours away from WWE debut, latest clues revealed. Huge mistakes on Smackdown with Nick Aldis booking. Bobby Lashley confirms he's cleared for ring return from injury. AEW star deletes Twitter amid backlash. Major update on WWE Hall of Famer's ring robbery. John Cena addresses Adam Copeland's absence during WWE retirement tour, and more. Bad news for Finn Balor fans ahead of WWE Elimination Chamber, and more. We are kicking off today with SmackDown. Prior to SmackDown, Uso was taken out backstage, and from the image shared, it was very clearly the former World Heavyweight Champion. WWE shared footage from after the attack, and SmackDown started with Jey being taken away in an ambulance while concerned superstars looked on. In a promo, WWE Champion Drew McIntyre mocked Jey's attack, but denied being the culprit, but of course, that's what somebody who attacked Jey would say. Having McIntyre attack Uso would make sense, as it gives the champion one less person to worry about inside the Elimination Chamber, as the winner will face Drew at WrestleMania 42, but Jey's attacker may be someone much closer to home. Many have predicted that Jacob Fatu may have done the deed, given that Jacob failed in his own qualifying match a few weeks ago on SmackDown. While Jacob was greatly concerned about Jey being attacked, even leaving in the ambulance with his bloodline family member, this may have all been an act. Later on SmackDown, Jacob returned to the show and asked Nick Aldis to put him in the chamber match so he could avenge Jey. Aldis said he would take it into consideration, as the attack on Jey may have worked out perfectly for the former United States champion. These are just some of the suspects behind this attack, but why did WWE choose to write Jey out of the men's Elimination Chamber match in the first place? As we shared, Jey was not the planned winner in his qualifier, and it's entirely possible that WWE changed its mind about having Jey in the match between Raw and SmackDown. Whatever the reason, the main event of SmackDown saw Jacob Fatu face Logan Paul for the vacant spot, and thanks to Drew McIntyre, it was Paul who got the victory. Paul joins Cody Rhodes, Trick Williams, Randy Orton, Javon Evans, and L.A. Knight in tonight's match, where one man will leave with a golden opportunity. But what did you think of all this? Who do you think attacked Jey, and was WWE right to pull him from the chamber? Let us know in the comments. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. It was during the Paul vs. Fatu match that WWE's Masked Man struck again, seemingly the same Masked Man who's been targeting the Vision. When the Masked Man tried to attack Austin Theory, who was at ringside, Paul intercepted and knocked him out before finally unmasking this mystery figure. Though fans have speculated that it could be Grayson Waller or Seth Rollins, WWE threw a twist into things by making this Masked Man some guy who fans have never seen before. This is certainly an unexpected development in this situation, but where do you see this going? Is this person somebody who will be used, or was he just a decoy? Sound off down below. Jey's situation and this Masked Man aren't the only two mysteries heading into Elimination Chamber, as there's still the mystery of the crate that's set to be opened tonight. Despite Adam Pearce saying on Raw for the crate to be sent to Elimination Chamber in Chicago, it was part of SmackDown in Louisville, Kentucky. The favorite among many is that it will be Danhausen who emerges from the crate, especially after his recent post teasing that he has left AEW. On X, Danhausen shared an image of the genie from Aladdin being set free from his imprisonment, suggesting that he is gone from the company that hasn't booked him for a match in over 2 years. To add more fuel to the fire, Danhausen has been removed from the AEW roster page, as he should have been in a space between Colton Gunn and Daniel Garcia, but isn't anymore. In December, Fightful reported that Danhausen's AEW deal would expire in February 2026, and could we be hours away from a very nice, very evil debut? Time will tell. This was the final SmackDown before Elimination Chamber, and while WWE had a lot of big moments, there were some serious missteps in Louisville. For one, WWE is still feeling the need to explain to fans how to watch PLEs on the ESPN app, and SmackDown saw 7 unused stars gather to listen to R-Truth's explanation. WWE kicked off its ESPN deal with WrestlePalooza in September 2025, and now, 6 months later, it didn't sound any easier during last night's show. Truth gave a convoluted explanation of how to re-sign up through another platform just to watch content. All the while, fans could just easily watch the PLEs on ESPN. Lengthy segments like these make fans pine for simpler times of the WWE network, but with WWE committed to the ESPN deal, expect many more segments like this to come. Having Jey Uso's Elimination Chamber replacement be decided on Smackdown may have served as the show's main event, but it was also a serious mistake from the booking. For one, every Chamber combatant was decided in an exciting triple threat match, which couldn't help but make the straightforward Paul vs. Fatu match seem less engaging. Also, given that Nick Aldis suspected the Vision was behind the attack, why would he reward the faction by giving Paul a shot at Jey's place in the Elimination Chamber? There was no shortage of names that could have been in the match other than Paul, such as Sami Zayn or Aleister Black, but instead, Aldis gave the opportunity to one of his prime suspects. It was seemingly a lapse in judgment by the typically level-headed SmackDown GM and made for a bizarre end to the go-home episode of SmackDown. SmackDown saw new women's tag team champions as Nia Jax and Lash Legend won the gold from Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Not only were new champs crowned, but it was Lash who got the win with a pinfall over Rhea Ripley, a huge win for Legend, even if the titles hadn't been on the line. More from Elimination Chamber now, as Finn Balor hopes to erect a major detour on CM Punk's road to WrestleMania by winning the World Heavyweight title tonight in Punk's native Chicago. Balor failed to win the gold when the pair last battled in Belfast, and with this rematch in Punk's hometown, some fans are wondering if Finn will need to bring out the Demon to have a chance. Any fans excited to see the Demon will be disappointed, however, as when speaking to Radio Times, Finn made clear that his focus isn't on his war paint. He said, "It's something that I like to do, something that I certainly want to do again, but like with the music, timing is everything, and the timing has to be right. I'm sure we'll get there in the future, but right now, my focus is on the World Heavyweight Championship and CM Punk, and that feels like this is something Finn has to do." This will certainly come as a blow to Finn's fans hoping to see the Demon tonight, and many fans have already predicted a Punk victory in his hometown. With Punk vs. Roman Reigns already being built to for WrestleMania, all signs point to Balor coming up short and doing so without the Demon around. Back to SmackDown as Uncle Howdy beat Solo Sikoa, and while he was able to grab the stolen lantern, it was a temporary victory as he was jumped by MFT. While the Wyatt Six emerged, it was too late as MFT escaped with the lantern, continuing this feud that shows no signs of ending anytime soon. Tiffany Stratton continued to impress as she got a win over Kairi Sane, while Carmelo Hayes' latest US title defense saw him retain against Matt Cardona. The Miz is pleased to owe Femi that he could help Femi avoid being a flash in the pan, even comparing himself to The Undertaker didn't work as Femi flattened the A-lister. Jordan Grace got a hard-fought victory over Candice LeRae, and that was SmackDown. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Penelope Ford's injury on the February 25th episode of AEW Dynamite didn't just change the finish of a championship match, it sparked a wave of online backlash. The injury occurred during the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship match when Ford attempted a moonsault to the outside. She landed on her feet but immediately showed visible discomfort. Not long after, she was pulled from the bout. AEW called an audible and shifted to a disqualification finish following interference from Lena Cross. Brian Alvarez later confirmed that Ford suffered a sprained ankle and is expected to return relatively soon. By all accounts, it was a legitimate in-ring accident. However, that didn't stop a portion of fans from directing blame at Harley Cameron. Some online critics claimed she failed to properly catch Ford during the moonsault, and the criticism quickly escalated beyond match analysis into harassment. Now, Harley Cameron's Twitter account has been completely deactivated. Searches for her profile show no posts, no timeline, and no active account. While Cameron has not issued a public statement, the timing strongly suggests the online backlash played a role in the decision. There has been no indication from AEW that Cameron was blamed backstage. Ford's injury has been described as accidental, and in-ring mishaps are an unfortunate reality of professional wrestling. But in today's environment, those moments don't stay confined to the ring. They're dissected instantly, and sometimes harshly, across social media. In this case, the online reaction appears to have been intense enough for Cameron to remove herself from the platform altogether. Earlier this week, Davey Boy Smith Jr., also known as Harry Smith, was the victim of a hotel break-in while working for Canadian Wrestling Elite. Among the items stolen were his wrestling gear and travel bag, a Hart Foundation leather vest, a gold chain and jewelry, the CWE Tag Team Championship belt, and most notably, his father's WWE Hall of Fame ring. There is now a major update. The vest, gear, and title belt have been recovered, and more importantly, the Hall of Fame ring has been located. According to Smith's mother, Diana Hart, authorities were able to track down the ring after someone attempted to pawn it in Lloydminster. In an Instagram post, she shared the news. Great news! Davy's Hall of Fame ring has been found at a pawn shop in Lloydminster, and the ring is in the process of being returned to Davy Boy Jr. Remaining missing items will probably begin to turn up now. Thank you. This means so much to me and my family, she wrote. Smith Jr. also confirmed the recovery, noting that police were alerted when the ring was brought into a pawn shop, ultimately leading to its return. The ring carries deep emotional value as it honors the legacy of Davey Boy Smith, who was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2021. Its recovery is not just about replacing stolen property, it's about preserving a family legacy. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. After months on the sideline following AEW Full Gear, Bobby Lashley has officially confirmed he's cleared and he's not easing back in. Speaking to Monopoly Events on February 27th, the Almighty shut down any lingering injury speculation and made it clear he's ready to return immediately. And he already has a target in mind, Championship Gold alongside MVP and Shelton Benjamin. I'm cleared, so I think we're going after those trios titles. Let's see what we can do with those guys, because that's what we need right now. We're ready to get back out there and win some titles. I'm healed, you can't hurt the Almighty. Ready to go. Lashley hasn't wrestled since competing in the Casino Gauntlet match at Full Gear to crown the first ever AEW National Champion. During his absence, MVP kept Lashley's name in the mix on AEW television, but now the physical return is no longer theoretical. With Lashley healthy and motivated, the focus turns to the AEW Trios division. If MVP and Shelton Benjamin align with him as expected, that could instantly reshape the title picture. Cody Rhodes isn't just criticizing sensitivity in wrestling, he's calling out the behavior that fuels it. Cody Rhodes isn't just criticizing sensitivity in wrestling, he's calling out the behavior that fuels it. Speaking to Brandon Walker on February 27th, Rhodes pulled back the curtain on what he says happens after virtually every segment in WWE. The moment it airs, talent reaches for their phones. Here's what every wrestler does. Their segment airs, and they check their phone. Every wrestler does it. They see the 1 or 2 negative comments and ignore the 6 that say, "That was great." It's like Yelp. Nobody goes on there to write a good review. Rhodes believes that habit creates unnecessary frustration. In his view, not everyone is going to like you, and trying to win over every critic is a losing battle. They're not all going to like you, right? You gotta get over it. He added that many performers fall into the trap of thinking they can convert skeptics if they just engage enough. When you're doing that doom vanity search or whatever, no matter what you do, and this is the mistake wrestlers make, they think, "Oh, I'll follow him, I can turn him." No, they don't want you, they don't like you, and that's okay. Rhodes also addressed blocking critics, something he strongly advises against. Don't block people on Twitter, don't be so sensitive, never block. You just signed a digital autograph for them. Never block, never acknowledge, you don't have to. At the same time, he rejected the idea that social media should be completely ignored. For Rhodes, the answer isn't detachment, it's balance. There's no such thing as social media being fake, that's a lie. Social media is very real and people are real. Sure, some are bots, but not all of them. The truth is somewhere in the middle. Is it this massive metric that controls everything? Not as big as we think, but is it completely non-existent? No. You have to hear it every now and then. It can be helpful. Rhodes' stance is simple, criticism is part of the job. The mistake isn't that fans are vocal, it's that performers sometimes let the loudest voices outweigh the majority. John Cena has finally addressed the one retirement tour match that never materialized, a final showdown with Adam Copeland. After Tony Khan previously confirmed that WWE never reached out about bringing Copeland in during Cena's farewell run, fans were left wondering whether the two rivals had at least discussed it privately. Now Cena has provided clarity. Speaking to Takedown on February 27th, Cena revealed that the two remained in close contact throughout his retirement tour. "I talk to Adam all the time, I have great respect for him. We refer to each other as old shoe because Adam's got a very special place in my heart." Cena didn't express regret, but did explain the reality behind the decision. His retirement run was limited to just 36 dates, and that meant difficult choices. Now here we both are, celebrating a long living space in a wonderful business. So I talk to him often. I think both of us understood about something like the retirement tour, it's the sports entertainment business. But then again, I only had 36 dates, I can't work with everybody. That schedule restriction ultimately closed the door on a final in-ring chapter between them. Instead, the two opted for subtle tributes. During his final Smackdown match in Chicago, Cena delivered a spear as a nod to Copeland. Copeland later returned the respect in AEW by performing the five-knuckle shuffle at All Out in Toronto, a quiet but meaningful exchange between two veterans who helped define an era. It wasn't the match fans hoped for, but the mutual respect remains undeniable.